Hi there, thank you so much for joining me today. This is Julie DiMatteo from thepaperpixie.com, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US, and in this video tutorial I'm going to show you how to make this really cool faceted gift box. It's based off of origami folds, but I have Pixie-fied it to use our scoreboard and Stampin' trimmer, etc. I made one of these about 2 years ago, and I wasn't thrilled with the way that it went together because a lot of the internal space was taken up by the way the origami folds went together. So I do want to give credit to Samantha Clayton at Mixed Up Craft. She shared some great ideas to free up some of the internal space, and I've played around with it and I've got a little bit of a different way for it to go together, so I'm excited to show you how to create this. Now this version is created from an 8 by 8 inch piece of cardstock, and this is the size that we'll create today. But I do want to show you the different sizes. So this one is made out of 12 by 12 and completely out of designer series paper. This version is made out of designer series paper, and it started with a 10 by 10 inch piece. And then this sweet little size, which perfectly holds a Ferrero Rocher, was created out of a 6 inch by 6 inch piece. And there's a really easy way to resize these. You just need to start with a square piece of paper. So let me show you how easy it is to make the 8 inch by 8 inch version. Okay, we're gonna start with an 8 inch by 8 inch piece of Call Me Clover cardstock. And the rule of thumb is your first score line is gonna be 1/4 the length of your paper. So because this is 8 divided by 4, we're gonna score this at 2 inches, and we're gonna do that scoring on all 4 sides. And next we're going to score at the halfway mark. So for 8 inches, it'll be at 4 inches. And we're going to score just down to the first score line. We'll do that on all 4 sides. And I will have all these measurements for the different size boxes on my blog. Now we're going to do some diagonal score lines. So let me bring in a template really quickly. And we are actually going to score from those 2 inch score lines that we made on the diagonal to the opposite 2 inch score line. What I've done with my Simply Scored is I've taken a black Sharpie marker and I've drawn a line straight down the 6 inch line. And that allows me to line up both the top and the bottom points that I want to score on the diagonal. And I'll just do that. And we're going to repeat the same thing on all 4 sides. And the main reason why we're doing the scoring this way is so that we don't have score lines going through the center of the bottom of our box. Here's an example where I scored all the way through, and you do get those score lines on the bottom, but I liked the finish of this without those crisscross score lines. Now the next score line we're going to score is the short diagonal, so at the 2 inch to the 2 inch, but again that's at that short corner. And we're going to do that on all 4 sides. Then the final score lines is we're going to do at the point. Let me bring this in. If you imagine these outside squares, we are going to just score from the corner to the opposite corner of this corner square, and we'll do that to all 4 corners. Okay, now that's all the scoring. What you're going to do next is fold and burnish on all the score lines that go all the way across the paper. The only difference between a cardstock version and a designer series paper version, where you have a peekaboo of both the front and back sides of the paper, is with the cardstock you're going to fold these corners inside. With the designer series paper you'd actually fold them outside, and that would show the back side of our pattern paper. So I'm going to fold all 4 corners in. Okay, and then finally I'm going to flip it over this way. We're going to cut away some triangles here. So I felt by cutting away these triangles here, the box is actually easier to put together. So we're just going to cut up on the diagonal here. So again, I'm going to cut up this score line and then cut up this center score line to remove one of the triangles in this section. Like so. And then we're going to do that all the way around. Okay, so I'm just going to open those corners so we can see that this matches our template. It does look a lot like a little pinwheel here. All right, so now what we're going to do is before we put the box together, we are going to add our designer series paper. And I've noted on the template where that designer series paper is going to go. The rule of thumb here is whatever size this little corner is, you want to cut your designer series paper 1/4 inch less than this square. So again, the square is the size of that first score line we did. So this is a 2-inch square, and we're going to cut our designer series paper to 1 3/4 inches. Now I have cut 6 pieces of the All Is Bright designer series paper, a beautiful bright series of Christmas designer series papers. I love all of these. This is the polka dot pattern. And what we're going to do is all 6 of these, we are going to cut corner to corner to create the perfect size triangle pieces to glue onto our box. And so to do that on the Stampin' trimmer, I'm just going to line up corner to corner in the cutting groove. Then I'm going to move my cutting blade so it's kind of somewhere in the middle of the paper. And I found, this is a quick tip, I found that it's easier to cut your paper in half than if you were to start the blade above or below the paper. For some reason, as that blade hits these sharp corners, sometimes the paper can get caught. So I'm going to do that to all 6 pieces. Okay, all that cutting is done. Now what we're going to do is add our designer series paper in this little trio on each of the 4 sides, like so. So I'm going to go ahead and do that really quickly. Okay, how cute are those polka dots on that Call Me Clover color? Now, what I forgot to do, and you can do it now, is we're actually going to pinch on these little sections here, and that's the corners that we folded under. We're just going to go ahead and pinch on those on all 4 sides. Okay, so the last thing we need to do to put this box together is I'm going to go ahead and put glue on these little triangles that are sticking out. We're going to line up this score line with this cut edge to glue that, overlap that together. And that is allowing you to have a lot more space on the inside of this box. So I was really happy to figure out how to put that together. So again, I'm just going to put glue along this triangle here. Create that box corner there. And we'll do that to all 4 of those. All right, now all those sides are folded together. Now this is how this box is going to go together. If you kind of pinch on those sides, it'll start to form. Such a cool box. Now I'm just going to kind of reinforce. This is that seam where we just glued. So I'm just going to kind of fold that inwards because that's the direction we want that paper to fold. I'm just kind of coercing it along there. Almost training the paper. And now when we pinch on those sides, look at that. Oh, I love that box. Now, you can also close this box a different way. Let me show you what that will look like on this. This is one of my samples. If you fold these corners in, it gives the box a whole different look, but it's also another really cool way to close that box. So see how that is just a completely different looking box? So now what we're going to do is, because of the mechanics of this box, we only need to punch holes on opposite sides, and you'll see as you pull the ribbon together, this will tighten close. If you do have trouble with all 4 sides staying in, you can certainly punch holes in all 4 sections and then just kind of zigzag your ribbon through the holes. So I'm just going to take the 1/8 of an inch hole punch, and I'm going to go right down where that seam is, and I'm going to go down about 1/4 of an inch or 3/8 of an inch down and punch a hole there. And we'll do that on the opposite side as well. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of stamping using the Christmas Traditions punch box. It's a metal tin that comes with a stamp set, so a set of 6 stamps. The Christmas Traditions punch. You also get a clear block and 2 ink spots, so it's a great gift to give to someone. And we're going to use this sentiment, "Have a Holly Jolly Christmas." I'm going to stamp that on Whisper White with shaded spruce. Then we're going to punch that sentiment out with the Christmas Traditions punch. And then I'm just going to punch a hole in the upper corner with our 1/8 of an inch circle punch. Like so, just right there in the corner. Now I've got a piece of the Real Red mixed satin ribbon. I'm just going to first feed that through our little tag that we created. And we'll feed that through both of the holes in the box. And then you'll see as we pull that ribbon tight, that box is going to start to hold itself together. And I'm just going to tie a bow here. Now to finish off the bow, I'm just going to take a lighter and heat seal the end of the ribbon. It just takes this gift up a notch so that the ends of the ribbon won't fray. And there we go, our adorable little faceted gift box. What a special little gift for someone, and you can make it in so many different sizes. Now this size would be perfect for a little bracelet or some type of jewelry. I'm sure you could find a candle to fit in here, so let me show you. Here are all the different sizes. Again, I will have measurements on my blog for all the different sizes, but here's one that started with 12 by 12, 10 by 10, 8 by 8, which is what we did today, and this cute little 6 by 6, which does hold a Ferrero Rocher. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss my next video. And if you give this project a try, please share it on social media with the hashtag #PaperPixie so I can be sure to check out your creations. I'd love to see them. If you're in the US and you're interested in purchasing any of the Stampin' Up! Products I use today, they'll be linked in the description. And I'll also include a link to my detailed blog post with all project measurements, details, and a picture of the template. I'd love to have you come visit me at thepaperpixie.com where I post projects every weekday to inspire you. I have options to subscribe to both my daily blog updates as well as my monthly newsletter, and I'd love to welcome you as a new subscriber. You can shop with me anytime at thepaperpixie.com/shop. And if you're interested in earning a discount on your Stampin' Up! Purchases, I'd love to have you join my team of Paper Pixies, and you can purchase the starter kit at thepaperpixie.com/join. Thanks again for watching. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day and happy holidays. Take care. Bye.